Alright, so this one is basically done. This is the 50 for Mike. Mike, you'll be getting your truck soon. All good to go. And now we move on to the next one. No, this isn't a Dakota. This is a Durango 5.9 4x4 with some beefy tires. And this one is gonna be fun. A lot of people actually who I've sent these photos to are like, no way, that's gonna be a good build. So I get to chop that top off. And this one gets to go on to the big boy. Step outside here, there you go. This is a 1948, or is it a 50? Either way, it's an M48 military power wagon, and it's the Carryall style. This was actually in the movie Finest Hour, or so the owner says. And this bad boy right here is going to be 4x4 all the way. We're going to try to leave as much of the stuff as we can, the front bash bar, put this bumper on, everything. These tires be coming off. Actually, the owner's keeping the frame and everything. That's going back to wherever he lives. It's pretty clean. The doors got some rot, which we'll have to fix. It seems like all of them have some bad doors. This one also has the bad pillars in here. And there's actually a whole nother front end in there. Bird has made itself a little nest in here. We'll burn him down. But yeah, this is full military. Triple back doors. These windows actually roll down, which is like, why don't modern vans do that? Well, modern vans now do. But when I had my Astro van, I was like, I want them back windows to roll down so bad. Never could figure that one out. Flip open, flip up. Still going to be a two-seater. We actually have wood and stuff inside the Durango that's going in it. All that'll have to get pulled out and ready to go. But a little bit of trail of pee here because it's got a bad brake line. So I'll have to fix another set of brake lines. In fact, this one we still have to bleed the back brakes because we cut the back brakes to shorten it very, very many inches. The battery's dead on this one right now because I'm going to pull it out and get all this grass and crap off of it. And after that, hood, fenders, bumpers, everything gets cut off again. Not cut off, but unbolted. Doors come off front and back. The back hatch comes out. I gotta figure out what wiring gets tossed off the sides and stuff because we're actually going to try our hardest to put the rear AC in the Carryall. Back door's locked, of course. But big old monster beefy tires. I'm going to see if I can't get this thing started, get it back outside, clean it off, back in, start taking it apart. I spent most of the day, as you saw, stripping the Durango. It is completely stripped, except for this right here, which is the back air conditioning unit. I have to, well, since I've never done a Durango, I have to figure out how that comes out. I'm pretty sure I just unbolt it from the bottom, and I can unbolt the box, pull the whole box, set it in the pile. The wiring, I've already moved out from here back to there. I haven't actually thought about it yet, but I guess I just unscrew that because there's no inside panel for it. So yeah, must just have to unscrew it and drop it down because there's another way. Got my cut lines here. Gotta cut all this off all the way here, and then I'm going to go across the top. Now, I thought about this a lot last night. It's probably going to be wicked heavy, so probably need to do a chop here, a chop here, and then the pillars, and then that piece, well, more than likely this piece will come off first. Chop it, carry it out to the junk pile. Same with the front. Chop it, carry it out. We did find some issues that we were unaware of so far. Like for one, AC, it didn't even have a charge on it at all. So, we don't even know if that works. And the condenser was hit in the front. So, the condenser probably needs replaced. Along with the trans fluid cooler, which this goes into the radiator, into the cooler, then back to the trans, which is weird. Let's see here. It has an oil leak, which I don't know where it's from, but it's beginning to look like it's just leaking off the oil filter, which means the oil filter is not either sealed. Hopefully they didn't cross-thread it, and also could be that gasket that goes in beside that plate. So, fun time comes, get to cut it up with the Sawzall. Then after I get the top off, I'll pull these seats. They don't need to be in here. Pull, well, what's left of the carpet, because somebody already cut it and hacked it up. So I probably won't be using that carpet at all. And I'll start chopping lower on the pillars after I get all of the seat belts and everything off. The rest of the wiring on that side. And from that point, it's going to be going around all the edges on the inside. All of this. All the way around. With the Sawzall. And I'll have to look under it. Make sure I'm not cutting through the AC lines. Any gas lines. Any brake lines. Because I don't know how they run on this body. But after we get all that stuff cut, we'll cut the rockers out piece by piece. Cut right down directly beside here. All the way up. Then I'll have to take the dashboard out. And all of the dash, except for the gauges, is going to come out. We're using the old truck dash. But we're keeping the gauges, the stereo, heat and AC, 4x4 switch, headlights, steering column. All the wiring. Everything else has got to go. I will probably hook up power seats back to this. I know I've done it once before. I like doing that. But other than that, that's where we're at. So I'm going to hop to Mr. Magoo. Welcome back to the Big Guy Garage. Today, we're going to start chopping this thing out. We do not need this, so it's coming off. I am going to have to take a torch and a 1-inch mud blade, scraping blade, whatever you want to call it, and all this has to come out. And that's where our cut's going to be with the plasma, all the way down and around. Going to have to remove the gas fill neck out of the back here. Don't know exactly how much line or even where the tank is. The tank could be straight across the back on these. It's the first Durango we've ever done, so we don't know. We are not cutting the floor now. We are actually keeping the entire floor. All the wiring's done. Well, not done, but it's out of the way. I'm going to have to cut the windshield off, get the window motor and everything out of the way, start cutting this off to where we can have a nice clear firewall weld to the old truck. Yeah, so it's going to be fun on a bun. Need to get all the drills and stuff out where we went and did some junkyard digging the other day. I didn't record that because it's a small yard, and the guy was already there basically pulling it off. So yeah, cut. We're going to be cutting everything off today. I'm going to slap you on the B-roll up here. Enjoy. Please, as always, like, share, and subscribe. Here's something I 100% don't miss about living in Michigan. Look at this. This is a bumper. I mean, it's a freaking bumper. This is, I mean, the rust even on older stuff like that is nothing like the up north rust. I mean, it's thin, paper thin, chunky. Gosh, I gotta take this thing off. Look, I mean, look at this. Look at that. Jeez. All right there, ladies and germs. We are finally at that magic point after 4 hours of sawzalling yesterday. Now, the magic point is the point where soon we will be able to test fit the old body onto the new chassis, blah blah. As you saw, I cut all this off, the rockers, the pillars in front, everything. It's gone down through there. So this is the floor that is going in the M48. I still need to remove the rest of the AC lines all the way up to the front. And what we figured we'd do is we'd get a newer model Dakota AC lines to delete the rear AC lines that run in the back. It would be, you can see they're actually built on right here to the actual lines. So we'll get rid of them. And you know what? I did just notice something. The heater core lines actually run to that too. So, let me look over here real quick. Yep. Son of a biscuit. So we're also going to have to try to figure out how to delete them lines. You can see them right here. These are heater core lines. So, we'll have to try to figure out how to delete that too. Now, the Durango is your best bet if you're going to be doing a carryall or whatnot, and you want, in this case, the guy actually told us he's going to put all 3 rows of seats back in it. And it's cool because the passenger seat flips forward. And I told him to do that so that way he can reuse all that stuff. He can actually reuse the carpet and everything. Well, not this carpet. He already had cut it, so I have to find new carpet. But at this point, there's not a lot I can do besides clean all this crap up because it needs cleaned. The little Dodge is kind of in the way now. We got to do some other work to that. But just got to clean off the firewall now. This has to be cut to here. So this all comes straight to that point, which is actually follows right here, and that's why I'll cut. And that'll remove this upper cowl. Then the back side here, we usually take that off, but I'm going to suggest that we don't, because it does hold the heater box and stuff in there pretty tight when it's bolted, and when it's not, it kind of makes the heater just sort of flop in the wind. So I'm going to suggest that we keep that. I need to pull the steering column, unplug all that. And then I'm going to have to start wheeling this thing back and forth, in and out, to clean up all the mess from radiator fluid and whatnot. Throw the wiring over it to hold on to. Yeah, so there's not that much left to do to complete the Durango teardown. Now, the M48 ain't even touched yet. We don't know how bad it is. We do know the door pillars and stuff on it actually are pretty rotten. We got to replace them. But these ones, look at this. When I was sawzalling out the floor is so bad, because this is an upper, you know, in the rust belt area there, vehicle. So that might not have been, I mean, it's a good vehicle, but it's pretty rusty. The frame and everything's pretty rusty. So I do know we have an oil leak now. I believe I already mentioned that. I gotta find it. But here's, you can see how many of these lines are on here. Look at all these things. You got water in and out, and you also have AC in and out. And all that needs to come off. I think this right here is a switching solenoid between the front and back. And we might actually be able to delete this and the hose and just run the hose straight. Same with, I don't know where the return is right this second. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to figure out, but I'm going to get to it. Please enjoy, like, share, and subscribe. And, yeah, let's build a 4x4 awesomeness today.